Welcome to the Sim Racing Show, everyone. It's your one-stop shop for all of the news in the world of sim racing, and it's a great week this week. We've got the biggest games. We've got F1, iRacing, Gran Turismo. We've got a big sim racing powerhouse returning. We've got a nice indie game as well. Loads of news, loads of really exciting stuff. It's generally a good time for sim racing, but we are going to start with F1 24, which has released to absolute chaos. I don't know what they're doing with that game. The handling seems to have taken a massive step backwards. The whole community, whether it's casual drivers, esports drivers, creators, seems to be in unanimous agreement that the game is not very good. And there's a lot of paid promotion about it. You've got a lot of content creators taking the bag from EA, just getting paid money to say it's great, hashtag ad, but it clearly isn't. They're in a difficult position. So it's not the ideal situation for EA and Codemasters when you're told the game's good, but it's not good. I've got a full-on review of the game coming, including in VR, sat here, going to be comparing it to iRacing and everything. But the main thing seems to be the new handling model and how it's really being aimed at gamepad players. So if you're someone that's playing on a wheel, or you've got a wheel that you want to use in F1, it doesn't seem to be aimed at you. I've seen something similar to this recently with Forza Motorsport, where I've had to spend a lot of time coming up with the right wheel settings for you because it's clearly aimed at gamepad first. So there we go. We'll see where they can improve it. I found it really funny that they were doing a lot of publicity, and creators were saying there's going to be a new handling patch coming to fix it. Like, that's not what you want to hear when it comes to buying the game. But anyway, I'm going to let you know my honest opinion on F1 24. I want to go to iRacing now because we've got new cars in iRacing, and they're US cars, and they're both cars I'm excited about. We've got the new Ford Mustang GT3. So we know that's come to ACC. It's actually also come to ACC on console now, and I'm going to be driving it there. And we've got the Chevrolet Corvette C8R GT3. I love driving the C8R GTE variant in iRacing. It's great that we now have the GT3. It's such an iconic car in endurance racing. And the Ford Mustang is where Ford are putting all of they're hedging their bets on the Mustang. It's no longer the Ford GT, is the Mustang. That's going to be a big car for them in GT3 racing. It's going to be driving at Le Mans in the next couple of weeks. So that's really exciting. 3 new tracks on the way as well. So iRacing seems to be going from strength to strength. It's great in VR. It's got the wet weather. It's an absolute beast. Is Assetto Corsa Evo going to be able to take it on? We will see. But iRacing seems to be in a pretty good place right now if you're okay with the time model. I want to speak about Fanatec. You know me, I've covered Fanatec completely honestly, just letting you know what's actually going on, looking at the investor statements, looking at what the shareholders are saying. There's been another weird twist where the official Fanatec Facebook page was taken over by a group calling themselves the Fanatec Rebel Alliance, which is obviously ironic because the trading investment name of Fanatec is Endor AG, like Endor from Star Wars. So the Rebel Alliance, it was a really weird post. It was like, again, people saying the shareholders being wiped out, which we know they are, but they're obviously very angry about that, and they've taken over the Facebook page and promising more action and saying there's more stuff under the surface that no one's being told about. We're going to see. I'm going to get another interview with the ex-CEO Thomas Schackemeyer, who's now firmly on the shareholder side, so we'll get his view, his story, what he wants to happen with Fanatec. That'll be coming on the channel. Gran Turismo 7 dropped a new update with actually 4 new cars, and they're interesting cars in my opinion. We got a classic Honda Civic from 1993. We got the absolutely classic Honda NSX GT500, the JGTC variant from 2000. That went head-to-head with the Nissan Penzl. Speaking of Nissan Penzl, we did get a Nissan Skyline as well from 87. And we got a Volvo V40, and we got a Volvo T40 Estate. It's actually 5 new cars, sorry. We've got 5 new cars. We've got the classic Volvo and the new Volvo. So I say new Volvo, it's 10 years old now. But it was cool to see a mixture on Gran Turismo. I feel like that's what Gran Turismo is about. I just wish that they would give us more of an opportunity to drive these cars in different circumstances. Adding some free roam, adding some different game modes would be really exciting, because the car list just keeps going from strength to strength. And obviously whenever Gran Turismo 8 comes out, they're all going to get added to Gran Turismo 8. So that's pretty cool. Now, I talked about a big sim racing behemoth being raised from dead. That is Track.g. So, you know, great news here. Track.g is back. I kind of absolutely pasted them in the past for being the marketing arm for motorsport games, and it wasn't really disclosed. So you had Traction, who were reporting on motorsport games like NASCAR and saying it was great and the game wasn't great. That's changed now because they've been bought out by someone else, so they're owned by someone else now, and there's not going to be that sort of conflict of interest. So great to see traction about. I actually work very closely with Ross McGregor, who gives me a lot of the information that we're going through now, and he's the editor of the newsletter that goes out weekly. So go to simracenews.com and you get the SimRace newsletter. So great to see traction back with this new ownership. It was purchased for $250,000 is how much it cost. There we go. If you want to own your own sim racing news outfit. I talked about indie games. Super Woden GP2 is a great sort of retro racing game, indie game that basically skirts the rules with a lot of like cars that look like official cars but are not official cars. It's like isometric, I believe, and that is coming to console actually after being on PC. Developed by a developer called Wajuda. It's coming on PlayStation, Xbox and Switch on the 24th of July. So that is coming soon. If you like your indie games, Le Mans Ultimate news. I've been doing a lot of Le Mans Ultimate. I know you guys and girls have been really enjoying it on the channel. I really like driving in Le Mans Ultimate. Very, very, very difficult, but very rewarding. There's a free June update coming. That's going to add the new asynchronous multiplayer, which is a really exciting concept. I'm going to be letting you know how that works. As someone who's part-time doing all this YouTube and racing, I'm very excited about that. It might enable me to do more multiplayer in that way. And they're adding a new car. They're adding the BMW Hybrid V8. It's been a hypercar for a while. It's one of the first hypercars actually, but it's been doing it in IMSA. But this season it's been appearing in the WEC. Obviously Le Mans Ultimate is the official licensed game of the WEC. So it's come to Le Mans Ultimate now. I'm going to be comparing that with how it is in iRacing because I've been driving it in iRacing for a very, very, very long time. And also, I've just got my hands on a Thrustmaster direct drive wheel, which is the official wheelbase of Le Mans Ultimate. So I'm going to see how that handles. How does the Thrustmaster compare to the Moser R16 I'm using now on Le Mans Ultimate? Exciting. Hopefully the VR is going to come because VR could be a really exciting thing for Ultimate. I just want to mention as well, Assetto Corsa Competizione. There's been an update on console. That Mustang GT3 has come, so you have the Nordschleife on console and you have the Mustang. I love how they're just bringing all the content to console. And is Assetto Corsa Competizione actually the hidden gem of console sim racing? If you're frustrated with Gran Turismo, if you're frustrated with Forza Motorsport, on either console, Xbox or PlayStation, you can be looking to get Assetto Corsa Competizione, and it's come a long way. I've got a lot of videos on ACC on console, and actually I want to compare how ACC is with AC on console as well, because maybe AC is a complete hidden gem on console. Let me know in the comments if you've got some thoughts on that. I want to bring it together now, some thoughts here. So the Fanatec Rebel Alliance is a really interesting one. If you've been living under a rock, you won't know that Fanatec has been bought or is being bought by Corsair, and that saga seems far from over. So in the next couple of days on this channel, I'm doing a deep dive on Fanatec, on Corsair, on the situation. You won't want to miss it. Make sure you're subscribed and go to simracenews.com to subscribe to the newsletter where you get more information as well. I will see you next time. Thank you very much.